Now, in this video, let's try to focus on something called time travel. Now, we have talked about Git, right? And we have also mentioned that in Git, we can have different history. So basically, every time you do a commit, and after multiple commits, you can come back to the previous commit, or you can go to any different commit. But what's the use of this? So let's say you're working on a product, okay? And then let's say when I say git log, you can see all these are our commits. And then the current version which we are using now is at the head, right? Now this is somewhere we are working, right? Okay. But let's say if you go back and there's one particular commit, and if you feel that this is the best commit which you had, or for any other reason, let's say a product basically has built multiple things and then you got the ultimate product. And now you want to create a light version of it. So normally we do that, right? So for every game or most of the application, we have something called a light version of it, which will not have all the features, but it will have a limited features, and then you want to update on those features. So let's say this is your entire product, and then this is where you are at now. This is the last commit. But then you realize, okay, this is one of the most stable commit you had. I'm not sure what we did here. Okay, we did merge. So let's say this is one of the most stable commit you had, so that you can create a light version of it. And now you have you want to go back to this particular commit. Can we do that? Can we just go back to a particular commit? Let's try. So I will just copy this commit first of all. You have to copy the ID here, which I'm doing now. I got the ID copied. Let me just come out of it. And I want to go back to that particular commit. So we can say git checkout. That's the command we have to use. And when you say paste, so basically we are going to the older commit. And when you say enter, you can see now we are into a older commit. Okay, the thing is, this is particularly a feature branch commit. Let me see. Okay, so we are into a different branch now. It's because when you do this, when you go back to any other particular commit, your head get detached. Okay, so you're not into any of this particular branch now. And whatever changes you make will not be affecting these branches because you are in a different zone now. You went to that commit and your Git says, okay, I took you there. What you want to do? Now, whatever changes you make where you will commit it. You're not attached anywhere, right? So the thing is, first of all, you have to remember, you can go back to previous commit. So all the changes here, which you can see is from the previous commit, from that particular commit, which I mentioned. Now let's say I want to make some changes from this commit. I don't want to change my main or any other branch. How can I create a new branch from here? And you can do that. So what you can do is you can simply say git checkout and you can create a new branch. Of course, we can also use switch here, but let's say, so what we are doing is we are creating a new branch. It will be a light version of this product. Enter. And whatever changes you want to make now will be a part of this light version. So if I say git status, we are looking good. Get branch. And you can see we are in the right version. So which particular commit we are into the older commit, and that's where we have created this branch. And whatever changes you make now, so let's say in this particular light version, I don't want this feature of change roles, let's say. And I don't want the feature, let me just change in user service as well. So let's say we don't have create a user avatar. So in the light version, we don't want these features. Can we do that? Of course, right? You can modify the existing project, and that's what we are doing here. So we have made the changes, and if I say git status, and remember we are into the light version. So these are the two files which we have changed. Clear. And I will say git add. I want to add both the files, so you can use dot. And then I want to commit. So I want to give a message. Light version is ready. Enter. So we have done the commit, and whatever changes you have made here is from the previous commit. I mean, way back, we time traveled to the older version and then we did some changes. What you can also do with this is you can push these changes to the server. So if you check your remote, so this is where we are into, right? navinreddy/gitcourse.get. Let me just open my browser. So this is particularly where are we working. So these are the changes and which commit we went into. So if you see all the commits, and the thing is I don't remember the commit number now. I think this is the commit which we went for. Yeah, this one. So all the other commits have been ignored and we are creating a new branch from this commit. Okay, so we don't have the new branch here. You can see we don't have a light version. We have main, we have feature one. We don't even have other branches which we created, but let me push the light version here. So what we can do is we can say git push origin, and you have to mention the branch which is the light version, enter. Now this code will be pushed to the server. and done. Let's go back here. So you can see we got the light version. Of course, you can merge this, but basically we went into the older one. So that's how basically you can time travel. So the important thing is you have to use git, checkout, and the commit ID so that you can go back to the previous version.